Hello, everyone, and welcome to Grief Burrito Podcast. I'm Harrison.
I'm Jono.
And welcome to episode 14.
14?
I know. Fucking crazy.
Wow,
man.
that's 2 times 7.
I think if it's not 14, it's going to be like 14, like a little robot voice that's like overdubbed on it.
So if it's like episode 13 and you're going to overdub it with another robot voice still saying 14.
Still saying 14, yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
One Google search later.
I have some exciting news for you.
Do you?
I just mentioned to you before I walked in, but I wanted to tell you now, live on the podcast.
Yeah.
So Twitter has voted that they want us to do a live ghost hunt.
Right.
Yep. The other day, I had the mayor of our town come into my shop.
The mayor?
The new mayor.
Right.
Happened to be a customer of mine already.
Excellent.
So he came in to say hello.
Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Mayor. Andrew Malloy.
I'm assuming Mr. Sorry to assume genders.
Yeah, it is Andrew Malloy. And he said that he might be able to get us in to stay overnight in Tatton Hall in Tatton Park to do a ghost hunt.
I'm doing a shocked face, guys.
A very shocked face. Which could be exciting. So that's in the works currently.
Can I steal one of the deers?
Probably.
Tatton Park, for anybody who doesn't live near the UK or in the northwest of the UK, has a rather large collection of wild deer.
Red deer and reindeer. And a lovely collection of lakes.
Which we visited last weekend, actually.
We did. We walked around it. That's why I thought...
Tuesday, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes, that's right. That's why I thought it'd be cool to bring it up now as we had a walk around it.
Let's do it.
Jay is going to be filming it for us, hopefully.
Okay.
Helen's going to be coming.
Excellent.
Because she is a fully qualified paranormal investigator.
Nice.
Was it exhibitioner?
Exhibitionist.
Yeah.
Paranormal exhibitionist.
Yeah.
Get those naked ghosts.
Yeah, all those naked ghosts.
Yes. Give that ectoplasm.
Yes. So we think we're going to be doing that.
Oh.
Which is going to be spoopy. So stay tuned, guys, for any news on that.
How many spooky burritos have we done? 3?
3 so far.
We should do it for like the 5th.
Yeah, well,
special.
I want to do it right away and record it. Yeah, well, it's going to have to be edited, so Jordan will help him.
We could
edit
release
the video.
that for episode 5 of the spooky.
Yeah, well, it's going to go on the YouTube channel as well.
Right.
So we'll do it on there, and then maybe do an audio special as well
I'm gonna
to go
have
along.
Shave my face.
Why?
And
You look good with the beard. Keep the beard.
I do look good with the beard.
I also have a bit
scared.
more news for you.
Excellent.
Okay.
Give me this news.
Regarding
Feed me.
the Patreon.
Right. Oh God, no.
We just hit 5 subscribers.
No.
Which means that only 4 days to go. Now Jono has to do a challenge put forward by myself and Twitter.
Oh great.
So if you want
this is going to be fun.
If you want to join on this poll, make sure to go to our Twitter, which is @GriefBurrito, and you can vote on what Jono will have to do. Maybe we'll roll it into the ghost challenge. Maybe we'll have him alone in the mansion.
No. Well, anyway, guys, some news. This is my last ever podcast. So next week there will be a replacement. Oh, God, no.
I know.
I'm so scared now.
Yeah.
Because I know you're going to stitch me right up.
I won't do anything too mean, don't worry.
Yeah, he says that now.
Yeah.
Just a mild whipping.
Just a mild whipping. Good old flogging to get the boy going.
Well, I must say, thank you guys for supporting us on Patreon.
Yeah, thank you.
This is, it's a brand new venture. There's only 14 episodes in. We are but babies.
We are but babies. So your shout-outs will be coming on the next couple of episodes, and your badges will be sent out in the post. Your limited edition brief Burrito.
Brief Burrito. That's our sister channel.
Yes.
We're currently in litigation with them.
Exactly. Speaking of which, we are going to be running a competition on today's episode.
Yep. So
make sure to listen to later on. I'm not sure how far through the episode the competition will be, but I'll make sure to put it in the timestamp where you can win some of the badges and maybe a cool comic prize that I'm planning.
Maybe.
I've got a collection of Dark Souls official comics to give away.
As an added bonus, I'll even breathe on them. Some of my fresh breath.
Competition entries
you don't
just
get
dropped.
That.
1000%.
Yeah. Can you get lower than 0?
I don't know. Can now. Let's get straight
in. Dive. Let's go.
It's time for us to talk about games. New ones. Did I mention that they're new? So we want to go into a little bit of game news before we get into our Twitter voted content today. Because Twitter actually voted on what they wanted to hear about on today's episode.
See, this is free producers.
I know,
That's what it is.
Great.
It's producer by committee.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us about the new handheld console? It's been in the news.
Yes, Playdate. So it's been in the news. You guys may have seen it, you may not. But I will, shortly after I finish gabbing away about it, I'll quickly post it on my Twitter account, JohnRocco84. Plug. Yeah, no, it's a cool little handheld device. It's got a black and white screen, bit like the old, game. Well, they were more sepia, but or sepia.
Sepia.
It's a monochrome design display. So they've got 2 little buttons and a little D-pad. But the best feature is it's got a little crank on the side.
A little crank handle.
I found it yesterday. Well, I stumbled across it yesterday, and for a good half an hour, I was searching everywhere to see this is a joke. Is this an April the 1st?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But no, it's really real. It's 100% real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, made by guys called Panic who make games traditionally. They've never made a console before.
What was it they made?
Do you know what? I can't remember. Where is it? I did have it written down. Get me phone. It's going to be, you can't buy games for it.
No, there's is it 20 inbuilt games that unlock?
I think, there's games that come with it, but they're being a bit sketchy about it. Well, not sketchy, just quiet about
Shieldy.
it. Yeah. All the illusion. Yeah, it's going to come with some preloaded games, but basically it'll be a bit like the Epic Store situation at the moment, which I'll talk about afterwards, which is where every week you'll get a free new game to download and put on it. How it gets downloaded, I don't know.
That's the thing. People think it might already be in there because we don't know if it's got any kind of connectability or.
Well, yeah, for 3 months you'll get a new game every week, totaling in 12 games to play on it. How the technical side of that works, I don't know. Whether it's an SD card, whether it's excuse me, I'm burping after my coffee. That's kind of where we're at with the game side of it. But there's a lot of major game developers or sort of indie developers are really interested in pushing put the games on there. The thing is, you won't know. They said you won't know what game's coming next.
I was going to say, so they aren't announcing what games.
No, okay. Which might put some people off. Might not. I quite like that
because it's quite expensive, isn't it?
$150. Yeah, which is probably about 110, 120 in sterling. So it's going to be interesting. But I think the crank aspect of it really intrigues me.
That might just be to charge it.
No. I've seen footage of games that use it.
Oh right, okay.
There's one particular game where you can only control the main character using the crank.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah. And I've seen a couple of other people saying this is what I'd do with it if.
Yeah. It's kind of like Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah, a little bit, kind of.
Like a little handle. Yeah, I'm trying to think what you could do with it. I suppose you could do you could definitely do fishing games. Fishing games. You could do tank controls where you're aiming a barrel.
You could do
going up and down.
Sushi belt simulator.
Yeah, you got fling the sushi off.
Yeah, can you imagine doing it really fast and like doing salmon roll in the face,
headshot,
fatality. I'm really intrigued. I think the price is a little bit high, but it depends what it can do because while it looks like a simple little device, like a bit of glorified wind-up radio with a TV screen. I'm guessing that price is for a reason. They're not just going to try and, pull money out of you.
No. I mean, with it being that kind of screen, you said it's like a black and white screen. Do we know if what the resolution of the screen is? Is it going to be like stylized graphics like old Game Boy pixelation, or is it?
That'll be completely down to the designer. Or you just got a colour palette of 2, which would make my job as a programmer much easier.
Yeah.
But
as an artist too.
As an artist, yeah. I don't think it does grayscale. I think it's black or white.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, you'll be able to fuck around with that.
Watch.
Yeah, I think you'll be able to fuck around with that. Like if you've got a lot of pixels, if it's a really high resolution, you could possibly do like a black and white gradient to emulate a grey. A checkerbox to emulate a grey style. You could mess around with that, but that's more. It's more down to the designer's choice. But definitely, it's definitely a pixel screen. It's resolution. It's not like ink or like a Amazon Kindle or some like old Game Watches used to use ink systems.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
I can't remember what they're called, ink displays, something like that. But yeah, so it's just the only thing that concerns me is the price. Mm-hmm. And like we've talked about in previous podcasts, how the games are delivered as well. Like when you've got that game for that particular week, they've released Has Wild Cooking Sim.
It's great. You should get it.
It's a great game. Mm-hmm. The only burritos, that's all you can make. But it's all you need.
I'm a very good cook. I'll have you know.
I know you are.
And I'm a giant food.
Yeah. Just saying the game is limited in its design.
Yeah, the game. Yes.
See, I've lost my track.
Sorry.
Now. Where's my track? Look under the sofa. If you download that, is that then yours to keep?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like if it's an Xbox Game Pass where the game goes yeet and yeets itself out after a couple of weeks.
Which is annoying.
A little bit, yeah. So, I don't know. But it's exciting. I wouldn't mind having a go on one before I buy it. I think the other thing as well is apparently there's only going to be a limited run of them.
I was going to say that might be why they're doing that price if they're making them limited edition.
Yeah. What's the point though? You have a limited edition something that's not out yet.
It's a novelty. That's the thing. Yeah. It's a novelty of nostalgia.
Like, when Nintendo did all the mini consoles. Novalgia.
Yeah.
That's neuralgia. That's a disease, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't get that.
No, don't get neuralgia. When Nintendo released the mini NES and the mini SNES and the PlayStation did the mini PS1.
Yeah, the classic. Yeah.
The prices for them, I understand, the limited edition, because they are a product that you're already familiar with. Mm-hmm. This is a gamble for Panic.
Yeah, it's an entire new thing.
Do you know what I mean? So having a limited run is probably a good way of them testing the water, but that's where my price comes into it. From a concern point of view, because if you're pricing it that high, it's got to have really good spec if it's a limited run. Because
presumably it does.
They can't be looking to make money out of it, surely. If they're doing it from a technical, let's see if there's any market for this kind of aspect. Don't price your market over it. Sell them low. Look at me in business 101 here. Like, I know what I'm talking about. But I would say price it low and then ask the people who bought it, what would you pay for this if it was to go full? And we've got other things we're going to stick in, different colours.
Upgrade it as it goes.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So I'm going to keep a watch on it, but it's exciting. We'll see. It's hopefully going to be cool. The crank, I'm really interested. I want to make something for it.
I'm worried that's going to wear out. Like, do you remember...
Depends how it's done, isn't it, I suppose?
Like, remember the N64 controls? People playing, was it Mario Party, where you had to spin the control stick, and people were just, like, knackering the controls and getting blisters on the palms.
Yeah, and the 64, the joystick on it was...
Yeah, so in the later games, they actually stopped, so you didn't do the rotating of the stick.
Yeah.
Because it was damaging the actual hardware. So I'm wondering... I mean, obviously, I presume they're much more robust than an N64 control, because modern manufacturing should be better.
Yeah.
Especially for that price. I'm hoping the crank should be metal, I guess.
It looks it.
Yeah.
It does look metal. The whole thing looks like it's encased in like thin aluminium or something. Aluminum, which is the correct way of pronouncing it, because the person who discovered it named it aluminum. Aluminium is wrong. Yeah. Sorry.
English people, we changed it. Sorry, guys.
We like conformity in England.
Because we want it to fit into
the nomenclature of, sodium, potassium, nitrogen.
Yeah, into our periodic table.
Yes, table of periods.
Yeah, I don't like paracetamol though. That pisses me off. Should be paracetamol.
Yeah.
But we're rambling.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything else on this?
Not on the Playdate, no. Just that I'm quite, despite all my concerns, I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah, same. No, I'm looking
I'll be interested to see what people do with it as well. I wouldn't mind a little tech version of it, so I could have a fuck around and try and make some little minigames for it.
Like, do we know where it's going to be sold from?
No.
Right.
Comes out in 1 second. I wrote this down. 2020. Quarter 1, 2020. So we're looking at Jan to March, maybe April.
Okay.
Next year.
I don't know if they'll be in store if they're limited edition. Presumably they'll be selling it from their own site.
I would assume so. Or major retailers in your area.
Yeah, but we'll have to see if we can get hold of one.
Yeah.
Halvesies.
That would be cool.
Our patrons. Maybe.
Maybe.
Up and get one.
We should have an open night where some of our patrons come down. Like any patrons that are local, obviously. I know we have quite a few Canadian fans.
We do, yeah. Ontarians!
The Ontarians! Assemble! We should totally go over there. I know I say it a lot, but we should.
I'm up for it.
Yeah, let's go. Although after we go to Tatton Hall, Tatton Manor, if it happens,
if we survive,
I don't think I'll want to see you again.
Well, you see. I've found the hospital that I got locked in the morgue in, the abandoned mental hospital. It's called Newsham Park in Liverpool.
Yeah.
And that's also on the cards that I might try and see if we can get us into.
Yeah.
But that place is, I don't want to say
super spook, ferociously
terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, horror. Apparently, I think it was 16,000 people have died in its walls.
Bloody hell.
Yep.
It's worse than the catacombs of Paris.
I know. Yeah.
I've got a friend of mine who lives in an apartment block that was built on a cholera grave. Yeah.
Smelly.
Buried.
Yeah,
thankfully,
well, you never know.
Yeah. Well, no, they've dug up in the past. They've dug. They've dug up cholera graves in the past and found still active pieces of pieces. Do they come in pieces?
Chunk of cholera.
Yeah. A mimote of cholera.
Yes.
Yeah. So it sticks around a while.
Yeah.
Like this grave was 200 years old or something, so you've got to be careful.
Yeah, you do. Gross. Should we do it?
Let's do it. I've got some other gaming news as well.
Oh yeah, go. Yeah. Tell me gaming news.
The Rift.
Yes.
Not the Rift. What am I talking about? Epic Store.
Where did Rift come from? That's a VR thing.
Yeah. Epic Store.
Yeah.
They're doing a game a week, a game every 2 weeks to keep forever for free. And currently it's Rime. You know Rime?
Oh yeah, no, I've got it.
Yeah. So you can sign up to the Epic Store for free.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great game. Go and get it. It's absolutely yours once you've downloaded it.
It's a beautiful game.
Great. Yeah, it's great. And that's it. It's yours to keep. It's not like Steam or Game Pass for the Xbox where it gets taken away, or PlayStation Store. Yours. Right. So feel free. Get signed up.
Yeah, do it. So it's an amazing. Helen was saying it's a very, very good game.
Yeah.
I've just started it.
Yeah, and they've also got some cracking discounts on at the moment. They've got a big sale on because they're really pushing to try and muscle some of that market off Steam.
Yeah.
So
I thought they would.
Gamers benefit from that.
Yeah, because they've got a bit of a monopoly.
A monopoly,
haven't they? Steam currently. Yeah, I think they need to change that. Yeah, I think it'd be nice to have multiple stores where they...
It depends how it's done. Yeah. Like, if it's multiple stores that are homogenized into the same content, there's no point.
No. It'd have to be different things, but then you're going back into console wars again, aren't you?
Well, of course, yeah, but that's what drives competition.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check it out myself.
For love or hate this new approach by Epic Store, they are getting some cracking developers on there. If there's any active developers listening, they are pumping money into getting people to make exclusives to the Epic Store.
Really?
Like, so many indies. Yeah. I think Stanley Parable, the team who are doing the Stanley Parable Deluxe game called Crows, based in the UK over near Halifax, I think. They're doing something in Epic Store, I'm sure I heard.
I'm going to look into this.
But yeah, no, there's a few big names like doing some stuff, which is great because the war between Epic and Steam is fine because I don't care if either of them lose money. That's their problem. That's their business. But it could be great for gamers.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, definitely.
For a long time, games have been quite expensive.
Long time.
If only the same thing could happen with hardware.
Yeah. I think hardware prices.
I need to upgrade my PC because it's slowly dying a very painful death. That poor graphics card has worked its ass off.
I know.
The motherboard is now like a great-grandmotherboard. So it needs some upgrades, but they're just graphic card prices through to Bitcoin mining and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know.
It's just driving them through the roof.
Too much.
Check it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Epic Store.
There we go. We'll try and get onto that. Now let's hit our Twitter voted content.
Yes.
Twitter voted content.
Twitter voted content. Twitter voted content.
Okay. So, I put out a poll the other day. I think it was 2 days ago.
He did. It was a long poll. It was nice. It was made of beach.
Beach, yes.
It was a beach poll.
Sanded beautifully.
Yes. Vanish me, Paul.
Brothel. Yes. And what I put on was you could vote. Either you wanted to hear about the biggest or the top first-person shooters of all time.
Yep.
The top adventure games of all time.
Which is what I voted for.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think I did adventure games. And what was the last one? The biggest...
You mean the last one? You mean the one that won the poll?
The one that won, yeah. The biggest surprises in games.
Yeah, like the big shocking moments.
It didn't win by that much.
Didn't. See, my vote made all the difference.
They kept jumping up and matching and stuff, so I wasn't sure who was going to win, but eventually it pulled forward. So, I would like to talk about some of our personal ones. And I'm going to say now, spoiler warning, because we will be talking about some of the story points in games.
I don't know. I don't think you should have to justify a spoiler warning. Some of these games are really... All of them are really old.
Some of them are old, yeah, but
I know what you mean. It's
some of them are being remastered, and if you haven't played them yet, just bear in mind. So let's go.
Yeah.
So my first one was going to be Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
Legend of Zelda. All the way around. Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time.
That's the green bitch, isn't it?
Yes, green bitch. Zaldo. Lank, whatever they call it.
Oh, Lunk.
Lunk.
Is it Lunk?
Yeah.
That was Silent and Happiness, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the Adventures of Lunk.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about the shock when... So you get through the game. You've played this, so you know. You go through the first 3 temples and you collect the spiritual stones.
Yes.
You get the Kokiri Emerald, the Goron's Ruby. Sorry, you sat on my big plug socket there.
Yeah, it's really warm.
And the Zora's Sapphire. And what you're sort of doing is it's hammered home to you that you need to get these three sacred crystals to get through the Door of Time, to get the Master Sword, as that is the only sword that will be able to stop Ganondorf. And when you finally get there, you put your stones in there, you play the song, the door opens, you go get the Master Sword, and then you get put to sleep for 7 years. I might be talking to people who have played this game 20 fucking times, or possibly more, I don't know. And then you get a short cutscene, and it's Ganondorf that pops up on the camera.
Hey guys,
how's it going? He's like, ho ho ho.
Forgot about me, didn't you?
Yeah, my big old nose.
I imagine you'd have like a kind of what's he called? Like a posh English voice, but slightly nasally. Like, oh hello guys.
Oh hello.
Oh. My name is Ganondorf.
Yeah.
What's he called? Guy with a big nose with a little mustache, ginger mustache.
Oh, you mean fucking Nigel Thornberry?
Nigel Thornberry.
Eliza. Smashing.
I can imagine that, but a little bit more like evil.
Yeah. Eliza. Yeah. I suppose that'd work. Yeah.
That's what I imagine Ganondorf would sound like. Why is it Ganondorf as well? Because it sort of flips between Ganon and Ganondorf.
See, this is where it comes about from this game. Oh. So the man himself is called Ganondorf.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and
the
then
big old redhead bitch.
When he gets the Triforce and turns into the big pig demon thing, that is Ganon.
That's Ganon, isn't it?
Ganon is the pig thing.
Do you think it was intentional that he's called Ganon and that there's a word called gammon?
and he's a pig.
Yeah.
Probably.
Because that's interesting.
It is,
I wonder if it was translated that way intentionally from Japanese.
Yeah. What's the name for pig in English? And they're like, oh, it's gammon.
Yeah, gammons.
Yeah, Gammondorf.
They had a northerner do the translation. Pick up thick crystals.
Yeah, from gammon.
Go get that master sword.
But yeah, then it turns out that when you open that door, you've actually let Ganondorf into the sacred realm.
Yeah.
And you've just now allowed him to win. So then when you wake up from your 7-year slumber and you turns out you're an adult so you can wield the Master Sword, that when you get out, the castle town is fucking completely derelict and full of scary, spooky zombies.
Yep.
Hyrule Castle is now gone and there's a big pit of lava there with Ganon's castle
Link, really.
Yeah.
If you'd just left it alone, stop fucking about, trying to get shiny, nice things.
Yeah, it's all about the bling.
Ladies love the bling, that's why. And Zelda, she was not impressed with him.
No.
Like, look at you, the green little tunic, little bitch.
Come
back when you've got a sword.
And some white tights.
Yeah, some thick tights.
Well,
it gets cold up in the mountains.
It does, yeah. So that was one of my big shocks. I remember being a little kid and that happening and being like, oh, fuck, I've ruined everything.
Yeah. It kind of is. Like, that's what Link did. We should be grateful because there'd been no game, there'd been no franchise.
No.
But...
Imagine if it ended there, like Game of Thrones ending. It's just, that's it. You've ruined everything.
Yep.
The end.
Done. Oh, that was a great game. I love that game. I'm not going to lie, I actually don't really remember that scene, weirdly.
Really?
Yeah.
It's quite early on, though. Because
I remember going to like Temple of Time and getting the ocarina and all the songs. And
I loved the songs. Yeah, I really did. That's what
I love the fishing game in it. The fishing game was great.
Did you know you can steal the guy's hat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that. Did you get different lures, or did I imagine that? You did, didn't you?
You get the sinking one, or the floating one. It's made of like bubbles.
My favourite thing of that game, though. I know we're talking about sort of shocking moments, but just quickly, the favourite thing of that was the music.
Yeah. Really
I know the game was kind of musically orientated with being called Ocarina of Time. Who the fuck has a Hawkarina? Hawkarina. It's like an ocarina, but it's feathered.
Yes.
And, don't try and play it.
No, good God. Don't blow into that bit.
No. Who has an ocarina? I don't think I've ever seen one in real life.
Forest Fairy Folk.
Oh, the Forest Fairy Folk.
Yeah.
The Triple F.
Triple Fs.
Yeah. Great. That was a great game.
Right, tell me one of yours. What's one of your big shocking moments from games?
I'm going to go for the blindingly obvious big Final Fantasy elephant in the room.
Yep.
Number 7. She dies.
I don't know it. I've seen screenshot. Well, not screenshot. I've seen a short video of it and that. But it's never that impactful because I haven't played the game.
Well, so.
Lay down me the scene. Give me the scene.
It was a dark and stormy night.
Oh.
Cloud, stupid name, but, it's got wicked hair and a badass sword.
It does.
Is in pursuit of Sephiroth, the best baddie in any game franchise ever. We will talk about that.
A bold claim.
A bold claim, sir. I don't like your countenance. So they're pursuing him across the map, across the world, chasing him. And then something happens. I don't want to give too much away with the details, but basically they're trying to obtain this object that Sephiroth wants to use to bring about the end of the world. So they get there first.
Selfish.
Right? He's just a moody bitch. I mean, I would be if my brother was a space alien. But anyway, so they get there first. So you're like, happy days. Good guys win. Yeah. And then it all kind of gets a bit, oh no, shit.
Oh no.
So, I've done stung myself. So, Ares has to go away. And she realises that only she can stop him.
Okay.
Which is a bit of a strange thing to do in the first disc of the game, about maybe 15 hours in, because you're like, well, what the fuck are we bothering then? Should we just go home and wait?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so Cloud wakes up. You can see he gets put into a coma, and Cloud wakes up. Ares is gone, nowhere to be seen. So you spend about pretty much the entirety of the rest of the disc. First disc, there's 3. Like going finding Ares. You know where she is. You just got to try and get there, sort of thing. It's like right up near the North Pole. And just as you get there, you see her sat on this plinth and she's praying. And
it's like a pool, isn't it? Or something?
Yeah. It's in the ancient city. It's called the Ancient City, or the City of Ancients, who were this like tribe of people that were in touch with the Earth, in touch with the planet, and they would control this thing called the life force, which was what gave life to everything on the planet. Yeah. And they were in tune with that, a bit like midichlorians in Star Wars or Avatar. That kind of spiritual connection to nature and stuff. Yeah. So anyway, you get there after a hard, long slog. Just as you get to her, she looks at you, and from right above, Sephiroth comes flying down with a sword. Straight through. Yeah. Straight through her. I cried. I was about 13 and I wept.
Really?
Absolutely wept to those blocky little characters.
Yeah, I've seen how blocky they are in that.
Yeah. I mean, it was 1997.
Yeah.
I played it later than that, but
imagine how it's going to look on the new one.
And the music. Oh, don't. I've already booked in therapy sessions.
Yeah.
just the music's so emotive. Like the Distant Worlds guys who do the orchestral versions of lots of Final Fantasy music did the orchestral music for Ares' theme, which is the what plays. And usually in the big battles, you get the big battle music. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah. But for this particular battle, because as soon as it happens, Sephiroth yeets himself out, fucks off. You know, in, wreck it, out. Smashed, do one. He sends a little minion in called Genova, like a piece of Genova, which is this alien being that he's using to sort of try and take over the planet. So you have to fight this, like, over Ares' corpse. Right. But it only plays her theme all the way through. It's really sad, beautiful, slow music. And then you defeat that, and you have to go and bury her and stuff. And the whole thing is just riddled with grief. It's just stinking of grief. No burritos. It's a sad day.
Bad times.
So yeah, like I played that, and it was the first time ever I properly emotionally connected to a video game. And that's why it is my favourite game, because I had a proper moment with it. And then the very next day, this is genuinely true, the very next day, my house was broken into and they took my PlayStation with the disc in, so I couldn't play it. I had disc 2 and disc 3 and I hadn't completed disc 1 yet.
Bastards. I believe that.
That was fun.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Ah, shit.
So I've always had a strong connection to that game, and it was about 2 years before I got another copy of Final Fantasy VII.
Really? So you never knew what happened until then?
No. I mean, I've completed it several times. That was a shocking moment.
Yeah,
I think shocking in real life as well, because I woke up and I was like, where the fuck is my PlayStation?
Where's everything gone?
Yeah. Mum, naturally, my mother was naturally losing her shit, because we were burgled, but I was like, I don't care about anything else. Where's my PlayStation?
I need to know what happens.
The weird thing was, my Final Fantasy 7 disc box, the box, was next to the PlayStation.
Oh, they didn't say that.
No.
They must have just ran in quick
the
time.
first disc. Yeah, it must have been. I don't know.
How do you think they felt? They got to the end of the first disc and was like, what happens now?
Who knows? They should come back. I said, I'll lend it you if you give them PlayStation back.
Yeah, we can all play it together. Happy families.
Yeah, exactly. Let's be friends.
Yeah.
So that was a good shocking moment.
I bet.
I think that's a famous one as well.
Yeah, that was on a lot of the lists that I read through of other people's shocking moments.
Yeah.
One I want to talk about is one that might not be on a lot of lists, and it's from Dead Space 1.
Yeah.
Now,
never played.
It's a really good game. You should check it out. It really is good. All of them are good. I've said before that I like all three of them. Particularly the first two are very, very good.
Yeah.
The first one is a lot more atmospheric and lonely.
Okay.
Like the character never never speaks.
Oh.
I think he does take his helmet off.
I can that book.
Yeah. But I think you only see him from the back when his helmet comes off, when he's like other people are talking to him.
Right.
And it goes back on. Because it like unfurls around him. And then right at the end, when he's in the ship, you see it then. You see he takes his helmet off.
And is that pertinent to the story? Is there a reason why you don't see his face?
I think it's just a way to make you connect with the character.
Right.
Like they did with Link, where he doesn't speak because you're supposed to feel connection with him. The game itself is a very scary game, and you learn pretty early on that you have a couple of safe spaces where nothing's going to happen, and one of them in particular is the lift.
Okay.
So when you get to a lift, it's like, okay, I'm safe because the lift's moving. Nothing.
A bit like that rooms in Resident Evil where you got your typewriter.
Yeah, exactly, like a little save point thing. And even to the point where there's one bit where you run into a lift and the doors close and kill a necromorph in the door. So it's like it's really hammering home. Lifts are safe.
Yeah,
you're all right. And then about a third of the way through the game, obviously the story's elevating by that point.
Elevating?
That wasn't even intentional. Way! And then a necromorph drops into the lift with you while the lift is moving.
Oh no!
And you're in like a meter square.
I was going to say it's going to be a small space, isn't it?
And I remember just being like, "Fucking god, oh god!" And like I didn't. Shit. You can't even aim because it's that close to you. So I was just swinging like melee punching. And then when it's fallen to the ground, you've got a stamp button that you can stamp. And I don't think I stopped stamping until like the lift opened.
It was covered in stamps.
Yeah, just in case it was still alive. And from that point, then the rest of the game, you're now thrown off.
Yeah,
because your safe
really
space now is
really
now
clever.
Not a safe space.
No,
dead
really
space.
Clever. Yeah, see,
it's now a dead space. So the whole time now. Every time you get to a lift, you're stood aiming at the ceiling, waiting for one to drop into the lift.
I was laughing if one came through the floor.
Yeah, but then the nice thing is, it never happens again. So that whole time, you're like, it might happen. And sometimes the music goes, and comes up like something's going to happen. And then the lift opens and there's nothing there.
Good. And that's good. That's very good game design.
It was brilliant. It was very well done. There's actually a really, really interesting making of documentary about the Dead Space series on YouTube with the guy who designed it all.
Yeah.
Really, really good series.
And the comic books as well. Oh, there's some stories, like short stories.
Yeah, there are stories. My brother's got one of those. I can't remember what it's called. And they even made an on-rail shooter for the Wii.
No way.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But I'd recommend checking out Dead Space 1, 2, and 3. You can probably get them dirt cheap now.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
The second one is... like, if the first one is all horror, the second one is like action horror.
Oh, a bit like sort of how Terminator and Alien kind of approach those franchises.
Exactly.
The first one was suspense horror, second one was action, yeah.
Exactly. So you in the first one, you're just on the Ishimura ship. And the second one, you're on a space colony orbiting Saturn, I think.
Cool. Nice.
Saturn. Yeah, that's a great one. The second one's really cool because there's a lot of... You're going through the city pretty much, so you see people's homes, and you're going through churches, and you're going through like areas where there'd usually be loads of people, and you know that these necromorph things are around.
Right.
And then the third one is set on an ice planet, and it's actually co-op.
Okay. And
there's a really interesting mechanic in that one where you and your other player... Sorry, I'm just going to briefly sidetrack. There's a signal that comes from the marker which has raised all these necromorph things. That's what it is. It's like this weird signal that's been emitted across the whole fucking galaxy. And this affects different people in different ways. So really intelligent people start drawing the symbols that it's emanating. So like Isaac starts seeing symbols in his head and starts like building things because he's an engineer. And then the other guy in the third one is a soldier. So he starts hallucinating like violent images, but you can't see what he's hallucinating mid-game. So your partner in the game, in the co-op, so your player 2, and you're playing online, is shooting at stuff that isn't there on your screen.
Oh, cool.
It's really, really interesting.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a nice way to do it.
I wonder if that was like a glitch once and they went, oh, actually.
It could be, yeah, they just rolled it in. That one feels very inspired by The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, because it's on an ice planet and you see him like frozen in the ice blocks and stuff where they're digging him out because they're looking for this marker on this big ice moon.
Nice.
So please check them out.
I will, yeah, I'll have a look. I'll definitely have a look.
So you said you had one from Metal Gear Solid 3.
I did. This is a bit of a big spoiler. I mean, it's a really old game now, but it is a major plot point in the story, but dead simple to explain. Mm-hmm. So you play Metal Gear Solid 3, as you do. Yeah. Great game. It's like jungly. You get to eat snakes, ironically.
I think I played that one. Yeah.
There's various weird baddies with abilities that are never really explained. Like there's a vampire fly kind of guy. But the main twist is you get almost right to the end of the game. And then you discover, it's a very simple one, so it'll be short. Mm-hmm. You discover that you were not playing as Solid Snake like you thought all the way through. You're actually playing as Big Boss, who was his predecessor and his sort of master.
Yeah.
Who turned evil. And if you know the game, I'm not going to sit here and explain the Metal Gear Solid history because it would take an entire podcast in itself. But Big Boss was the main bad guy from the original Metal Gear Solid games, and he's a constant sort of inspiration for new bad guys, or he makes reappearances here and there. But yeah, so I was quite shocked.
How do you find out that you're Big Boss?
Because basically somebody names you him.
Oh, right. Right. Someone gives you the title, Big Boss.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, fuck, this is set in the 50s, not in now. Shit.
So what do they call him before that? Do they call him Snake?
Just Snake, yeah. Because I think he was Liquid. Was he Liquid Snake? You listeners may have to correct me, but I can't remember.
Liquid Snake.
Yeah, there's a few different names.
So that's the...
Solid Snake is the main guy from Metal Gear Solid, Solid Snake, and then Solid Snake 2. And then Metal Gear 3 was... where you're not playing as him, you're playing as Big Boss.
That's really cool.
I think Phantom Pain was the same as well, wasn't it?
No, I think you play as someone else.
Right.
You have like surgery or something to look like someone else. I don't even know if you are Snake.
Oh, right, okay, fine. I never played 4. But yeah, so that was just quite a shocking moment because all the way through it, you led to believe one thing and it was actually all untrue. I've just thought of another one as well, a great one.
Yeah, go for it.
This is definitely a spoiler if you've not played this game, but you should. It's on Steam. It's called Soma, S-O-M-A.
Oh, yeah, I know it, yeah.
Absolutely amazing game. Made by the guys, I think they're called Frictional Games. Made by the guys who made Amnesia Dark Descent, which is a truly terrifying game. It's absolutely wonderful. If you love suspenseful, really sort of like Cthulhu-ish kind of H.G. Wells, Lovecraftian kind of horror, Amnesia Dark Descent.
Yeah, it's very like if you crossed Amnesia with Bioshock.
Yeah.
It's that kind of feel, isn't it?
So their spiritual successor to it, or rather their next sort of franchise, was called Soma, where you're based on this underwater colony kind of thing. You wake up one day to find that you're actually conscious. Your consciousness has been transferred to this sort of robot. And then to get through to various parts of the ship, I won't go into too many details because it will spoil a lot of it for you. I'll try and spoil this one bit, which happens to be right at the end. So to get to various other parts of the ship, you have to sort of transfer your consciousness into other machines. and then move using them and stuff like that. And it's still great. It's still a horror game. But right at the end, to escape, you've got this massive elevator that takes you straight to the surface of the ocean. And then you can escape this whole nightmarish world. But you have to transfer yourself into the robot inside the machine. And when you do, it sort of like screen fuzzes like it usually does all the things it usually does. And then it fades back to where you were stood and you've just pressed the button. And then you see the machine go, boom, off. And you discover that actually all the time you weren't transferring it, you were copying yourself. And you were lucky if your sort of idea of which version of you are was the one in the new body. And right at the end, you get left behind. Yeah. And a copy of you is what goes.
Yeah. And it's really clever, that. It's a really good twist.
It just kind of messes with your head with the idea of what makes you you. If that other guy believes you're you, he's you and you're you, who is the original?
Sense of self.
Yeah.
There's that whole concept about teleportation, isn't there? Like if you teleported someone or if you copied someone from here to another point exactly.
Yeah, which is kind of what teleportation will be. Yeah.
At what point is you left behind or forward? When does that new new version of you being rebuilt become you?
Yeah. But it may well be you.
No.
It's how you differentiate that idea of you and self, like you said.
Because there's a really good thought experiment. So say me and you guys listening can probably try this as well. If you're sat across from someone, so say me and Jono, me and Jono start swapping our brain cells one cell at a time. Yeah. And at what point does Jono become me and I become Jono? Yeah. Is it 50%? Is it 75%? Or is it in the entirety of 100% swap?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which won't be, will it? Because I'm sure we can swap one brain cell.
Yeah, it doesn't. It depends where consciousness lies, I suppose.
Well, that's it. Because I heard a similar one, which is if you were to grow a brain, because we're making incredible advancements. Well, making incredible advancements in growing new tissue, lungs, using stem cell work. If you grow an entire brain, at what point does it then have the capacity to and be able to store consciousness? How much of it is needed for the conscious mind to exist?
How many neurons?
Because some people have had entire chunks of their brain taken out. Yeah, and they've developed, say, motor skill issues or slight erratic behaviour, but them in and of themselves as a person is still there.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's like, do you need 10 brain cells, 10,000 brain cells, a million?
There was a young lad who got shot. He worked on a construction site, actually. The young lad in America.
Places, lots of bullets.
Lots of bullets flying around. And his boss had a gun on the table for some reason. I can't remember why or what happened.
This sounds like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I know, yeah. And something got moved and it knocked the gun off the table. Turned out the gun was loaded, hit the ground, fired a bullet and shot straight through his forehead and entirely lost his right hemisphere of his brain. The entire thing. And you can see a photo. He's literally got half of the top of his head.
Oh, is this one where you can see the X-ray scan?
Yeah, there is that as well. Yeah, and he's actually had an implant now. So it's like a silicone implant that goes over, and his skin has grown back over it, so you can't tell anymore. Yeah. But he actually graduated university.
See what I mean?
With half of a brain. But there are certain things that you can. I know
some people with whole brains that can't do that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's a guy. Oh God, hang on. So what was it? Half of your brain processes images and speech, and the other side processes physical sensations from your hands.
Yeah, or like tactile sort of feedback.
Yeah, exactly.
Information.
So this guy had his brain severed down the middle, and I think it was to solve seizures, because that's sometimes what they do is they break neurons if it's a seizure that's happening going from between the two hemispheres. So this guy, you could take an object, to say a mobile phone, you could put it in his right hand, and he could feel it. And if you covered his face so he couldn't see what was in his hand, he couldn't tell you what it was, because his brain couldn't connect the speech side to the tactile
even though it's seen
side.
It.
Yeah, he couldn't tell you. And then so they're asking him what's in your hand, and say it was a cube. He's like, he just couldn't get it. And as soon as he took the hand away, it's a cube. What? Straight away, he could tell you as he saw it.
Mental, isn't it?
But he just, from feeling it, he couldn't tell you. And that was because those connections were severed.
See, that's kind of the cool thing, that even though these people's lives have taken a pretty severe turn for the worst in some cases, the information that their benefit to society in many ways has actually increased. They're more valuable as people, because those kind of research points you're not going to get. You can't just volunteer somebody to have their brain severed in half.
No, not at all. There was a guy as well. I know obviously we've sidetracked, but it's going down this sciencey route that I kind of like. So I think we'll stick with this for just a second, and we'll get back onto our game things in a moment.
Yes.
There was a guy who had an operation on his eyes to remove, I don't know if it was some kind of cataract, and they removed a certain part that blocked out a certain filter of light.
Yes.
And he was in his local shop, shopping, it could be Tesco or Sainsbury's or whatever. And when the lady was checking the note...
I think I told you this story.
We've spoke about it before.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
Definitely. I think I saw it on a TV program originally. And they scanned his note.
It's the counterfeit.
See if it was a counterfeit note. And that triggers a UV light, isn't it? And the UV light flashed, and this guy dropped to
the floor
onto his back and had a seizure on the spot. And they were asking him what had happened, and he said he remembers seeing a light that was blue, but more than blue.
Yeah, like a blue light you'd not seen before. Yeah.
And his brain just went nope, and just like cut off.
Yeah, just like shutting down.
Yeah, he was able to see ultraviolet light, but his brain could not make sense of what it was seeing.
Yeah, it's the lenses on your eyes, on the very front of your eyes, filter out UV light because otherwise it damages retina. So evolutionary advantage. And he blue screen of death, ironically.
Yeah, literally blue screen of death.
Like, he just went no. Brain's like, you're taking the piss.
Yeah,
hey, I've lived 40 odd years and here's a new colour. What? No, I'm off. I'm checking out.
Don't need any more colours. Not like a mantis shrimp.
Yeah. There was a very, very, very famous person who could see UV light as well.
Who?
Rembrandt.
Really?
The painter. Yeah. When he first started out, if you look at his pictures, they're very clear, concise, beautiful, wonderful. He was an incredible artist.
Yeah.
Seen his work down in Tate in London. Absolutely amazing. As he was getting older, the quite common thing was if you had degenerative eye disease or glaucoma or any sort of issue with seeing stuff, they would just whip your lenses out. you don't need clarity.
Yeah.
At least you can see. But because of that, he could see UV light. And that's when his paintings got a lot more vivid, and the greens and the blues and the pinks all became a lot brighter because he was then seeing all this extra colour.
Wow, that's really cool. That's
really
nice. Yeah. Right, are you ready for the best segue ever?
Go on.
Speaking of colour, let's talk about Pokemon Red and Blue.
Wow! Wonderful.
Perfect.
I knew you were giving up some.
I know, yeah. I just came into the back of my head and I was like, oh, I gotta do this. So, Pokemon Red and Blue, obviously, a lot of us know it. Some people, maybe younger listeners, might not have played the early Pokemon games. They may have started from Ruby or even fucking the newest ones. Like,
to be fair, the first ones I ever played were Diamond and Pearl.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I played a little bit.
Yeah.
But the first ones I played and loved were Diamond and Pearl.
Right.
For the DS.
See, I remember when I was a young kid, we drove to the Trafford Centre, which is a large... It's basically a shopping mall in the UK.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's got these big glowing blue domes and stuff, but it was one of the first malls that I think we had.
Of all the things, it's got like lots of shops, nice food. You went glowing blue domes.
Well, from the outside, it's got giant blue glowing domes. It's like fucking sci-fi. It's like Blade Runner up in this
big old blue boobies.
Blue boobies. So we went in there, and my cousin got Pokemon Red, and I got Pokemon Blue, and it was like a really nice thing. And my mum said, because it wasn't my birthday yet, but I was allowed to play it for the journey home in the car.
Nice.
And I remember playing it, and there's an animation that I've seen of a kid playing it in the back seat, and you can only see when the street lights went past you.
Yeah.
And it literally was, I remember playing, so a couple of steps.
It was on the Game Boy, wasn't it?
It was, and the Game Boys at that point, I had a Game Boy Color, the green one.
They weren't backlit.
Which I found the other day, didn't have a backlit screen. And I tried to play Samus Returns on it the other day, a Metroid 2, which I found.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was a charity shop near my shop. We were just throwing away retro games because no one was buying them. Literally, there was a dumpster full of retro games, and someone in the pub was like, I've just gone around the back of Oxfam because they said I could have all these, and he literally had a bag full of games that he was selling. There was Final Fantasy, there was Metal Gear Solid, there was loads of Pokemon games, there was Metroid. It's still in the box, brand new in a case. So I got that.
Which Final Fantasy was it?
I think it was 7.
No. Yeah. Did you buy it?
I didn't know. He had it. He was selling it online.
Yeah, because that's worth about 50 quid.
I know,
depending on the quality of it.
He let me have Metroid and stuff, and I was like, thank God, because I said it was my brother who really wanted it for his birthday, so he let me have it for free, which was nice.
Right, if he listens to his podcast, he'll know you've jimmied him.
I don't think he does, but there we go. So Pokemon Blue was something that I found really exciting as a kid. It was this obviously it was such a new thing to have these like little creatures that you're creating.
Yeah.
And one of the first big surprise is getting to choose one of 3 starters.
Yeah.
So you're like, which do I want? Oh, I could have fire, I could have grass, I could have water.
Who did you go for?
I went Squirtle.
Oh, lame. Bulbasaur all the way, mate.
I got Pokemon Blue, so I wanted to get Squirtle. I was like, that's the one on the box. Repping it.
You whooped the first 2 gyms' asses with Bulbasaur.
Yeah, I know, but it's later on. I wanted a challenge. I'm not some kind of noob.
It's not noob, mate. It's called playing the game.
Yeah, whatever, mate.
Yeah.
Also, the first ever booster pack I bought of Pokemon cards. So before I ever bought a deck, the toy shop near my house got in the little trading card packs, which you've got, was it 6 cards you got in there, something like that? Or 11?
I think so, yeah.
Something like that. It was £2.50, I remember that. The first ever pack I bought, I got a shiny Blastoise.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was just like, yes! Fucking blew my little mind, that did.
I bet it did. Blow my mind now.
Yeah, I know. I've still got it. I've got all the cards. I might bring them over next time I come over. I've got a big binder that I found in the loft full of them.
You can teach me. I'm about 30 years too late, but you can teach me.
Definitely. I've still got my deck as well. It was all put together because I beat the Pokemon League and won a really special Pikachu card for doing it.
Nice.
Which I've got in a plastic case that was in there as well. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
I was quite the Poké-nerd when I was a little kid.
What do you mean when you were a little kid?
I know, still now. Yes, one of the things that blew me away about Pokemon was because we didn't really have... I mean, I suppose this is like cross-compatible into other games, because we didn't really have internet at that point. When you hear rumours at school about, oh, have you found this yet? Have you seen this little part of the game? Have you tried this? You can get some in secret. And then you find real things. Like I was talking today that I had Mew.
Yeah.
From doing some weird series of things.
Yeah.
Where you had to battle someone to a certain point, then fly, and then you chop a bush, and then you encounter...
Chop a bush!
And then you encounter Mew at level 7, but you've got to be careful because you can kill it really easy, so you've got to use a really weak Pokemon to chip its health away and then catch it. Yeah. And it's just like, well, why was that even there? Like, that was
why not? Yeah.
It's such a cool thing. And have you heard about Missing No?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is quite a famous thing. A lot of people might not know about it because I think it's only in the first two. Oh, it's in Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, I should say. There was this weird glitch that you could find that, again, started as a rumour, people saying this new kind of Pokemon that was out there, but you've got to be careful when you catch it because it can corrupt your game. Yeah. And I can't remember the exact series what you have to do. You have to like warp here, swim this bit, and then you have to swim up and down next to the gym on I remember it's Cinnabar Island. Yeah. And then you'll encounter this Pokemon. And it'll only come in these two little tiles when you're moving between the two when you're surfing on a Pokemon's back.
Yeah, Magikarp or something like that.
Yeah.
Carp.
And it looks like a barcode almost. It's like a glitched, weird thing that kind of looks like a skyscraper with a small building next to it. It's really, really weird. And I don't think it had a level, or it was just question marks, and it just said Missing No. Yeah. Like MISSINGNO. Yeah. Which stood for missing number. Yeah. Because the list... Yeah, that you were literally glitching the list from the Pokemon titles. Yep. There's
a great video. I'll have to tweet it. There's a great video on the actual programming behind, and it was
why it was doing it.
If I remember rightly, it was years ago I saw it. I think it was a memory address issue where it was trying to address, like you say, an index, a certain place in the chips in the architecture that didn't exist. Right. But you can only do it. Speedrunners use them in old games. Yeah. Yeah, there's like the world record of completing Mario 1, like the original Mario Brothers, is like 3 minutes.
Fucking hell. Yeah, because there's one in Zelda as well.
You take advantage of these weird little glitches like that, where you can, if you run at a certain speed, then stop and then do a back step or something, the memory address gets overwritten, you'll glitch out, and
you like fly through the level, don't you?
Yeah. Well, this one actually, you sank through the floor and then it literally spawned you at the last level.
Oh, really? No way. It's crazy. Like, how do people fucking find that? Like, are people going through the code and seeing, that's not right, you know? Or are they coming out by accident?
Well, with glitches like that, it's not necessarily that it's badly programmed. It's how you force it to overwrite something that is critical. Right. So you find something that is writing to, say like the addressed in like AB01 or AA01, and AA01 is your world number. If you find something else that's like 8, and you find like a portion of the game where it writes to that world number, you can try and join. It's like rewiring something. You can say, try and get that and put it in AA01, and it'll be AA08, and it will instantly transport me to level 8. Right. That kind of thing.
That's not virtual wiring. That's like really complicated.
Yeah. They are found through exploits, and they are found through digging through the assembly references and stuff like that. But
right. Okay. It's very
fascinating. There's some really cool stuff you can find out about that. It's also pretty much very simple hacking, like actual hacking. You can do a lot to hardware with that kind of work. Loads of great YouTube videos on it. I'll share some.
Yeah, please do. And I remember that it would glitch your items as well. I think it was like whatever.
You got to be careful with errors like that.
I think it was like your 11th item would become infinite. So if you put your rare candies there, then you could level up your Pokemon just constantly. Just get really, really high. You too.
You
brought up another one. Gears of War 2.
Yes. Now, I can't remember much of this, so I'm going to rely on you, buddy, to fill in my gaps. You were. But it is when... I always want to call Jacinto. Sinks.
Yes.
I
right at the end.
Shooketh
to the core.
Because you heard about it. It was kind of leading up to this idea that it may.
Well, at that point, it's leading up to that Jacinto is the final place where the the locust can't dig through because it's got a granite base.
Yeah, well,
and they can't come up.
Yeah, well, what I meant was that you knew something was going to happen because they kept hammering that home. You know, it's like, we'll be safe here, we'll be safe here, we'll be safe here. If any horror game or horror TV show has ever told me that, it's like, get in the closet, you'll be safe there. No, you fucking won't.
Keep the children in the crypt. It's safe down there.
Exactly. So I knew something was going to happen.
Yeah.
But when I discovered the whole, like, they'd been planning this all along. Like, they were, you know, working away at just destroying humanity's last sort of safe space.
The Bastion.
Also a great game. That was really, really shocking.
It was,
because you know, it's a hard-fought game. The story in that, they go through a lot.
That game is devastating. When I don't want to say too much because again, I want people to play it. It's a good game, but there's a particularly emotional part where I fucking teared up playing it. You know which bit I'm talking about with Dom.
Yes. It's hard, man.
It is. It's very hard. And I tell you what, the books are brilliant.
Yeah, I need to read the books.
Really.
So many of my friends have said read the books.
One actually starts with Cole when the city is sinking. So when they fly away on the helicopter, that's when one of the books starts. So it's literally him thinking about the city sinking and what they're going to do next.
Yeah.
And then about them building basically a shanty town in the mid of winter to try and house all these fucking refugees that have left the city. It's really, really good. Yeah,
it's a great game. It was the franchise itself had such a good writers.
Gears 5 is getting a lot of news at the moment.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about that in game news. I didn't, because I don't know enough yet, so I think maybe we'll talk about it next week. But yeah, that's getting a lot of myths and rumours about it at the moment, of what people want to see.
Yeah, I've played the first two. Never played 3 or 4.
The first 3 are really good.
It was meant to be a trilogy originally, wasn't it? Yeah. And then I think just because it was so big, the gamers wanted more and more and more.
Technically Gears 4, I can't remember what it was called. You played as Baird and it was set before the first one. So you find out why he lost being a captain and got put down.
Yeah.
And then Gears 4 is about Marcus's son.
5.
It's called Gears 4.
Oh, is it? Right, okay. Yeah. Even though it's the 5th one in there.
Because the technically 4 one about Baird, it was called Gears or Judgment.
That was it, yeah.
Technically 4.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't the main story. But yeah, I'd recommend playing number 3. 3 is really good. It's one of the story, and that's brilliant.
Yeah? Excellent.
Really is.
One of my favourite levels, I think it was on the first one, is where you're fighting on the train.
Yeah, that's the last level.
The last level on the... Yeah.
It's like GoldenEye when you get on the train.
Absolutely incredible. When you're ducking down, you got like absolute unit at the end.
Yeah.
Just
Ram.
With a minigun, is it? Yeah.
A double Troika turret.
Double Troika turret, that's it,
yeah. They did the remaster, didn't they? Yeah, remastered the first one. It's really good. It looks amazing.
I'm trying to think as well, because there was the flying ones. They were flying next to you as well, weren't they?
Yeah, and you could shoot them down. I can't remember what they were called. Reapers,
yeah.
Reapers, I think they were called.
Oh, such a good game. I remember when it came out, and everybody was like, oh, it's going to be better than Halo, it's going to be better than Halo and stuff like this. And unpopular opinion, I actually agree.
Really?
I think it's better than Halo. There you go.
It's a different thing
entirely. Yeah, it's not really fair to compare the two.
And I think next week I might bring with me, I've actually got a Lancer chainsaw rifle.
Oh,
a full-size one that I got limited edition with one of the special edition games.
Bring it.
And I've got a limited edition full-size retro Lancer rifle.
Nice.
So I've got these, and they're huge. They're about 3 feet
have a lance
long.
off.
Yeah, I can do it. And you can pull the trigger, and the chainsaw actually revs.
Was it?
Yeah, it goes, yeah. Used to jump out of my mum and scare her when I was a kid.
Oh, such fun.
Such fun. The whimsy of childhood.
Oh, the whimsy.
Yes. Speaking about the whimsy of childhood, Bioshock 1.
Yes.
That has no relation. I just wanted to swing on in there.
Well, there's those little girls in it. It was really little girls.
Yeah, I suppose it's the kids, isn't it? They're creepy, man. The big shock in Bioshock, the first one.
The big shock in Bioshock.
The first one. It's hard to say. Was when you get to the end and you realise that, well, you get into that main room with, it's not even right at the end, is it? It's actually when you find Andrew Ryan.
Yeah, it's not. It's fairly close to the end. It's about a third away.
What was it? A man is free and a slave obeys. Is that what it says?
Yeah.
And then it sort of drip fed to you that you realise that Frank Fontaine, which
is a great name,
brilliant name. He's got such a cool accent. We were talking about this before. I always remember when he says that he put you in the submarine, and he's like, "I put you in that sub." Yeah. It's like he's proper New York.
Yeah.
You find out that he's been pretending to be a guy called Atlas the whole time.
Yeah.
And that he's been controlling you with a phrase, "Would you kindly?" Because you're a sleeper cell, like a sleeper agent. That's the code word to make sure you'll do what you're told.
Yeah.
And you're Andrew Ryan's son, aren't you?
Yes.
And Frank Fontaine took you away and brainwashed you and sent you out, and then you've somehow found your way back after a plane crash.
Yeah.
So you end up killing Andrew Ryan, And that's when you realise that you're a slave and that you've obeyed, and you see the chain link tattoo on his wrist.
Yeah.
Because you've been locked into this thing and been controlled the whole time.
It makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. And it's so clever, and it blows your mind. And then you go after Frank Fontaine, don't you?
Yeah.
Instead of fighting after Andrew Ryan.
And then you find out, Atlas is kind of a myth.
Yeah. He's an actor, isn't he, Frank Fontaine?
Yeah.
And he's been masquerading as this guy with an Irish accent. Atlas, would you kindly?
Yeah, I love it when you do that. It's such a good accent. Such a good impression.
Yeah, I've worked for a long time with an Irish guy on a bar, so we always used to do the accent
it's
too.
It's a beautiful accent, isn't it? I love it.
Jason.
There's my 3-5 favourite accents, I would say, in order, are Scottish. Just the Scottish accent. The way they swear. They swear with such aplomb. Like,
aplomb?
Fuck off. Yeah. Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Great. Billy Connolly does a great video on the words does. Fuck off. Yeah. It's hilarious. Then the South African accent.
Yes, every vowel turned into an I.
Yeah.
I
just love it. I grew up with an old friend of mine called Brendan, and he had a English accent, but he was born in South Africa. But his mother, her accent never changed.
Not and Brendan I know.
No, it's a different Brendan. But every time he'd get in trouble, all I remember was her going, Brendan!
I burn your village.
Don't make me hit you.
Fucking prawn.
Oh, we'll get District 9 now.
Yeah.
Fucking prawn. That was a great film.
Brilliant film. Yeah. Did you know?
I didn't, and you're going to tell me.
That the Halo film was written by Peter Jackson and Neil Blomkamp. Was split into 2 films, which were turned into District 9 and Elysium.
No way.
That's why you've got the floating city in Elysium, like a ring world.
Right.
And the biomech suit, which is supposed to be like the Spartan suit.
Yeah.
And then the alien spaceship over the African city, like in Halo, but it's Mombasa.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's Mombasa. I was going to say it's not Mumbai. Yeah, it's Mombasa. And the aliens with the blue grenades that explode in the blue electricity fire. They've just sort of literally split the story. So the prawns would have been the elites, basically.
Yeah. He's always said he wanted to be doing District 10. He's always said he wanted to revisit that world. It's a really cool film. If anyone hasn't seen that, please watch it. It's amazing. The parallels it draws with
the apartheid,
and modern day racism, immigration issues, the color of your skin. You know, just that idea of being an alien. Yeah, absolutely. And plus, but apart from that, it's just a great little action film, and some of the mech suits and stuff. Although the mech suit is badass. Really, really cool. Like the bit with the bullets, where he's just like, yeah. Yeah, it's almost a little bit Titanfall looking. Yeah, a little bit, yeah. So essentially the aliens have been forced to live in a shanty town in their own community, and they're locked prawns. Yeah, they call them the prawns, yeah. They do look kind of grim. Yeah, because they've got like the little prawny mouth bits, haven't they? The prawny mouth bits. Oh, I don't like those in my sandwich. The prawny mouth bits. Right, you had one more, didn't you? I did. I had one more. BioShock Infinite. What a game. What an incredible game. Again, it was quite at the end. A lot of shocking scenes tend to be at the end of the game, so I'm not just picking games that are ruining endings. It's how stories are written. Yeah. It's right at the end because you are trying to help this girl escape. Weirdly, this game has a lot of references to things like slavery and... It does, yeah. Things around that kind of subject, because it's set in the sort of 50s. It is, yeah. Where there was still a bit of segregation going on in America. Sit on the back side of the bus or the front side, and one of the very first choices you get to make actually is whether to throw a rock at a slave or not, and whether you decide to. That's or not. Right. Yeah, that affects it later on, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's really interesting. I need to replay it. It's also really hard in parts. Anyway, get to my point. So you eventually meet this girl, and this girl has powers that are helping keep the cities afloat, and she's kind of being used for her abilities, like as a slave almost. Yeah. But she doesn't know. She's living this very sheltered life. She's never left this like palace, if you will. Has no idea about the outside world. You eventually rescue her because you need her to escape. And right at the end, to escape, she can create portals. She didn't know she could, but right at the end, she sort of discovers this power. She can create portals and stuff. So she creates these portals, and it takes you through the other BioShock games. Yeah. And you didn't know they were all part of the same world. Yeah. At the same time. And one of the lines she says, and you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong here, that there is always another lighthouse. Yeah, I think that's what it says. Yeah, that's what I've got written. Yeah. And there's more. Like, that's not so much a spoiler, but that's sort of where you see a real all of this is connected. Yeah, because you see the lighthouse that Jack swam to, I think. Yeah.
When he goes down the lift in the first game,
yeah.
you see
and then you
ones.
see Rapture underwater.
Yeah, and it's like multiverses, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's not multiverses, it's all part of the same world, but all of them are connected. All of the characters and all of the events are linked.
Right,
But it explains it, sort of thing. But I won't give too much of that away. And that's really why I'd love to see another Bioshock game, because every single one of them was brilliant.
Yeah.
They've, I'm not saying developers should do what I say, clip my fingers, but Thanos style.
Yeah.
WAP. I don't think he says WAP.
He does now.
Oh, right, okay. Is that...
You should have gone for the head. WAP.
Whoppa.
Yeah. See, I really want to see a Bioshock film.
It would really lend itself to a film.
It was in the works for a long time. It was in sort of turmoil. Yeah, it was supposed to be Gore Verbinski who made the Pirates of the Caribbean films.
Good.
I know. And then it sort of skipped between loads of different people who were sort of attached to it, then weren't, and attached again and weren't, and different actors dropped in and out of contracts. But recently, me and Helen were actually discussing this before over breakfast, because we were talking about what we want to do on the show.
Yeah.
And imagine Guillermo del Toro.
Oh.
That would be cool. You think like The Shape of Water has that feel anyway.
And Labyrinth as well.
Yeah.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth, yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be really, really interesting. And yeah, she brought up Christopher Nolan, but I think he might be too serious. I don't know, not too serious. He's world building is great, but you need more fantastical.
You want somebody who's kind of done sort of between Peaky Blinders and something a bit more fantastical, like Pan's Labyrinth. You want something like that, don't you? Because you want it to have that kind of earthly, London, familiar feel.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, you want quite a bit of a fantasy.
A bit of like twisted and strange. Like...
What was the film, the gangster film with Leonardo DiCaprio? Not Departed.
Yeah, it was The Departed.
Departed, wasn't it? Who directed that?
That was Martin Scorsese, I think.
So imagine Martin Scorsese and, say, Guillermo del Toro teamed
mixed up together. Yeah, that'd be cool. It would be very cool.
Yeah, so that'd be, because Departed is kind of a Peaky Blinders kind of feel to it.
Yeah, yeah.
For anybody who doesn't know what Peaky Blinders is, it's a British BBC drama based on gangster, like British gangsters.
Yeah, there's some serious banging there, guys. Sorry, I was outside. I don't know what was going on.
Gosh knows what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that the learning that it's all connected and there's a big old story being sort of wrapped around those 3 individual games.
Yeah.
Super exciting. Yeah. I was like, what? I need to know more.
Yeah, I'm going to play through Infinite, because that's the one I've not played yet.
There's one battle in it that even on easy mode, it must have taken me at least 10 goes.
Really?
Oh, it was so
hard.
I
like games that got a challenge. I'm fucking sick of games that are too easy.
Yeah.
But there's some games that I fucking breeze through and don't even die.
Yeah.
I want to die. Kill me.
On some level, Harrison, don't we all?
Yeah, I'm like there, like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger and Predator. Like,
well,
kill me, I'm here.
You'll like Bioshock Infinite then, because when you complete it for the first time, you unlock 1999 mode.
Yeah, my brother told me about this.
Which is extraordinarily hard.
Yeah.
A lot less ammo, enemies that are beasts. You get, cool. It's just a bigger challenge. I didn't bother. I was like, no, thank you.
Not doing it. No, thank you.
Goodbye. It's like trying to play Dark Souls with a wet fish.
Speaking of Dark Souls and games.
Yes. It's on sale right now.
It is, but that's not what I want to get to.
Okay.
Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Dark Souls.
Yes.
Dark Souls, Game of Thrones.
Game of Dark Souls.
George R.R. Martin. George R.R. Martin has been in Japan.
George R. Martin.
George Martin has been in I can't fuck it. Oh! He's been in Japan.
Breathe.
I know, I'm getting flustered, sorry. Working with a game studio for what might be a new Dark Souls title. And it might be that he's working with From Software. These are the rumours.
Are you sure he's not just doing a Game of Thrones game?
These are the rumours. Yeah, but it's going to be a Dark Souls style game set in the Game of Thrones world.
Right, I thought you meant he's going to write the story for a new Dark Souls game.
I don't know that no one knows exactly what's happening, but this is what we've got, the information.
This is what we've got.
I'm stirring it.
He's like spooning stuff out of an imaginary bowl now.
It's like really tasty porridge filled with character deaths and lore.
Yes. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I'm well excited. I think it'll be great. Mm-hmm.
You're looking at me like you wanted me to be excited.
I want you to be excited.
Well, because we know, like, the wonderful thing about Dark Souls is you know nothing about it.
Yeah.
You learn as you play.
Mm-hmm.
Game of Thrones, I know shitloads.
Yeah, but this will be an entirely new story. That's the thing.
New story, but set in the same universe. You know,
we don't know.
Well,
it might not be Thrones, then, it might not be Westeros. That's the thing. It could be Essos.
Now you're piquing my interest.
Exactly. Now we're getting
Yes, it's like Summer Isles.
It could be Sothos, which I didn't know was a thing till this morning.
Yeah, it's the Southern Island, yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's very little known about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't even know how far it stretches.
Well, there we go. We've got loads of stuff to explore with that.
It could be Tormund and Ghost.
Yes, that's what I want.
Yeah. Although he's back with Daddy now. He's back with his owner.
Goodest boy in the world.
The best boy.
Who's the goodest boy? So, should we get into a bit of movie news?
Yeah, why not?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'll do it if you do it.
Let's do it.
Give us a little finger jib.
Right, so the Sonic movie has been delayed until February 2020.
I hope so. Give those bloody guys a chance.
Exactly, to allow the devs more time on the Sonic character design.
I don't think anybody's in a rush to watch that film.
No.
I think it's fine.
I think
to be honest.
Yeah. No, I'm going to watch it anyway.
I'm not. Not the cinema. It's not because it looks like a car crash of a film.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they'll do a great job in reworking it. And it's not the first film ever that has been kiboshed at the last minute and redone. Loads of films with it. But it's just not the sort of film I'd go to the cinema to watch.
No, it's... No, don't do it. I think that just because the character's being redesigned, it will not fix the script.
Yeah, exactly.
It will not fix the gangster's paradise.
No. Gotta go fast.
I just think the whole thing should be started again.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to save it.
Just do a robotic film. Jim Carrey.
That's what I want to see Jim Carrey doing some cool stuff again. Not cool stuff. Like, I worry about Jim Carrey. He got in a bit of a bad way for a long time.
He did a bit, yeah.
Yeah, I want him to, be happy. He's a funny person.
He does do serious very well though.
He does. He does.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yes, easy for you to say.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Narf.
Yes.
Nigel Pinchley.
Smashing. Also, the Akira live-action film.
Yes.
Has now announced to be having Taika Waititi of Thor Ragnarok as the director. I know, interesting.
That was one of the best Thors.
It was the best Thor, in my opinion. It's going to be produced by Leonardo DiCaprio's company still, and it will be shot entirely in California. And in previous iterations, apparently Keanu Reeves was asked to star.
Interesting.
So there's been some talks about who's going to be in it. None are confirmed yet, so I'm not going to confirm anything for you. Not because I know I was going to say,
you're well connected.
Yeah, I am very well connected, I'll have you know.
Speaking of Keanu Reeves, nice little segue, John Wick.
John Wick is out, yeah.
John Wick's out. Very excited to go and see it at some point. Not sure when.
I need to see the second one.
Very busy schedule.
Have you got the second one?
Yes.
Can I have it today?
No.
Please, I want to watch it tonight.
It'll cost you.
Okay.
Food.
I brought some food with me.
Did you?
I ate it. Never mind.
Oh, no, you gave me a slice of orange, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay, fine, yeah.
It was actually a satsuma.
A satsuma.
Sasma. From the regionous coast of
Satsuma.
Escargot-Barilla.
Yeah, but it looks like John Wick 4 is going to be done.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know how 3 ends. I'm guessing he lives if there's talk of 4.
Presumably. Or it's just about his dog.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. I know that they're actually using the Rotten Tomato score in the actual advert.
Are they?
Sorry for all the clanging, guys. I don't know what is happening outside.
Yeah. I think somebody's having a battle with some bastard swords.
I just need to check that my car is alive. 1 second.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm back. Oh, that hurt my ass. Yes, what were we talking about?
John Wick 4.
John Wick 4. Yeah, so I think it's weird that they're using the Rotten Tomato thing. Like, he literally walks past the Rotten Tomato rating.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, we get it's good. You don't have to stretch that much.
Yeah. It is a little bit of a comedy as well, though.
It is, yeah, but people already want to see it. Like,
100%.
People are already excited about it.
Yeah.
People know that Keanu Reeves is cool.
Yeah.
And
you don't need to tell me twice.
No. Something I am very excited about, which I don't know if you've watched yet, is the new Terminator trailer.
Of course I've watched it.
Terminator Dark Fate. Yes, we're both very excited about it. And to be honest, the trailer doesn't really give much away.
No.
It feels like Logan. Like, it feels that kind of Western road journey thing.
Yeah.
It's directed by Tim Miller, who did A Deadpool Story, Christmas Carol, which actually is a real thing, I think, now that I say that. So he's directed it, and I think he's written it as well with James Cameron, who's produced it.
Yeah. I think it's going to be very well shot, very well produced.
Yes. I've got some qualms.
I don't think Linda Hamilton would come back for it if it wasn't.
No, I don't think so. But
this is interesting.
I don't know. Some of the ways that they've shot things are... Right. let me go back. You remember Terminator 2? How defined the visuals were in Terminator 2. There was that very distinct style of everything was that weird blue hue.
Yeah.
You know, like in the night shots, everything's black and blue and grey.
Yeah.
That lent itself really well to like the visual aesthetic for like a stark future where you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it was a very machine-looking...
Yeah, like cold steel
exactly.
kind of...
And I presume that was on purpose by the art director.
You'd hope so.
Well done to him.
Yeah.
But in this new one, it all looks very shiny and high contrast colours.
Well,
not Michael Bay. I don't want to say that, the whole teal and orange colour spectrum here.
I was going to say orange. It looks kind of orangey.
Yeah, and I understand a lot of it was deserty stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's... The last one looked like that as well.
Well, do you know what you do? Just put on some sunglasses.
Yeah, okay, I'll wear some
blue
shift. I'll wear some blue shift glasses.
And just wear them. Yeah. And just turn the red down on your TV.
Mm-hmm. I just want it to have the same feeling.
I know, yeah.
Because I love Terminator 2.
There's nothing wrong with something different.
I know.
Either.
As long as it's good.
I'm using my mum voice now.
Yeah, I know, yeah, you are.
Yes.
I don't mind something different as long as it's not shit.
You'll be quiet about it.
This chocolate bar tastes different. Oh yeah, because it's a piece of shit. You know, get what I'm saying?
This tea tastes like shit, Austin.
Yeah, it's because it is shit.
So it's not just me then. I'm super excited. I'm not that fussed about the lighting of it, the shooting style.
No,
we'll see. You know,
I just don't.
The antagonist
looks really cool.
Cool.
So what it looks like is
lends itself a bit from Venom.
It's like an independent Terminator that can split into two that can operate independently.
That worried me a bit because I'm thinking, is it just cloning itself? Like, what's it even need to fight for then? Just clone millions of you and...
No, I don't think it can. I think it's...
Is it just two it can do?
Yeah, well, if you remember the T-1000, it can only change shape into something of equal size.
Oh, something that's touched. Yeah. And something that's touched.
So it can't turn into a gun because it's got moving parts.
Yeah.
And then they tried to do that in Terminator 3 with the TX, where it had the mimetic alloy over the top of the endoskeleton inside, which could turn into guns, but I don't think this one can.
No.
But I like the look of it. I like how it's like that dark carbon kind of look.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I think it's going to be like smart carbon.
Yeah, but something I don't know if you noticed is when it's in the truck and the steel bars go through, or the iron bars, whatever it is, it grabs hold of it and its outside part turns into whatever the guy's name is on the front of it. He jumps off, but when you see the back of that Terminator's head, the back section of its brain is missing.
Oh,
so we don't know whether it has to leave that one doing simple tasks, and then this new part is like the hunter part of it, which can change into other things.
Interesting.
So that could be interesting to see.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. And we know that, well, when the liquid part of it is not on its body, that one can't disguise itself.
No.
Because it's just a fucking metal skeleton walking around. And it looks scary. That's what I like. It actually does look scary.
Yeah.
The one in the last one.
It looks like a very upgraded version of the T-800.
It does, yeah. It's got all gaps through it. And I am excited about it. Linda Hamilton seems to be really cool. Like when she gets out of that massive fucking light machine, and she's like,
like a
blowing holes in
badass.
it. Yeah. So, and we don't know
and she is a badass. I love her.
Yeah, she's great. We don't know what Arnie's doing in it yet. Which is one interesting thing about the...
I have a feeling it's just a cameo. I've got a sneaking suspicion it'll just be like a small cameo.
I think he might be the guy who designed it, or who the T-800 is based on.
Yeah.
So he might be someone who works for, well, whatever was before Skynet.
Cyberdyne.
Well, I know that I don't know if Cyberdyne's still going because they blew up Cyberdyne.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we'll see. But anyway, we do see a part where something falls into the water when a large person punches the Terminator. So that might be Arnie.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be a young version of Arnie again and the old guy who designed it.
Maybe.
Which that could be cool if he designed the T-800 to protect himself from this one that's coming back.
Maybe.
And that's how the T-800s then got into production.
Yeah,
There's a little prediction for you.
That could be it. Could be a good prediction. I like that.
But that's all we really see. And other than the girl in it, I can't remember her name. It's the girl from Blade Runner 2049.
It is.
She either is human and is upgraded with Terminator parts.
Yeah.
Or she's a Terminator who thinks she's human. I don't know.
I'm not sure if that lends itself from the book a lot. What was it called? Terminator Dawn of Humanity?
Oh yeah, I've not read that.
It was years ago. It was like the third or fourth book, I think, where they'd started augmented humans. Rather than killing all the humans, they just captured them, augmented them with Terminator tech.
That was like Terminator Salvation, wasn't it?
A little bit like Salvation, yeah.
I can't remember his name.
And they sent him back.
Sam Worthington.
Yeah, Sam Worthington, yeah. Which wasn't a great film.
No, it was okay.
Bale. The problem is it was Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
good for you.
Yeah.
He's such a cock.
I know. He's an amazing actor.
He is.
He does some humdinger of films.
Hamdingers.
Some hamdingers.
Hamdingers.
Oh, hamburgers.
I know, I'm hungry now.
I could eat a hamburger.
Let's do it.
But yeah, so I'm excited for it. It's been a long time since I've been a long time,
been a long, lonely time.
You have to edit that clap out, probably.
Yeah, it's all right. On that note, let's get on to our new plays.
Yes.
Things ever watched and played to recommend to you. So, we've been playing Tabs.
We have been playing Tabs. Big update recently.
Yeah,
lots of new
accurate
features.
Battle simulator.
Yes. It's a comedy game. It's an accurate battle simulator comedy game. I don't know how else to put it. They've had recently, they've had a update. They've released some more units, and they've introduced secret units.
Yes.
So
I haven't seen yet, but Jono found quite a few of them.
Yes. Oh, have I not shown you yet?
No.
Oh, right. Well, after we've recorded this, I will show you some.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we've got things like Ice Giants, Shoguns, Monkey King. Although I think that's part of the Samurai set.
You showed me those ones. You didn't show me the secret ones.
Ah, right. Yeah, so you've got like Jesters, all sorts. Really cool. You got Tree Giants.
Cool.
Yeah, I won't tell you, like, there's plenty of stuff online how to find it. By the way, you should totally download and play totally accurate battle sim. I'm just going to call it Tabs.
Yeah, just call it Tabs, yeah.
You should download and play Tabs.
It's like a little army game where you have different classes of units and you can make little teams to fight against each other and you can slow-mo it and zoom into the battle. Yeah. But it's funny. It is hilarious the way
so you set up the battle and then the AIs play. Yeah. But in the latest update, you can take control of units.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you press F, I think it is, during play, and you can control one unit at a time. And you can do your left and right mouse buttons to fight with them. It's still all animation. The animation while you're controlling is still physics-based, so it's really like...
It's all procedural and, wobbly, in it.
That's the kind of calling card of this game, is that all the animation is physics-based. So they will quite often get their arms stuck behind the head and like stabbing themselves in the head with a sword. Yeah,
the hobbits jump headfirst into battle and just like headbutt people and grab onto them.
I've set myself a task and I almost broke my computer trying to complete it. You can get mammoths in it as well as hobbits and various other units. Hobbits are pretty much, in large enough number, they're like a plague of locusts. They will just rip through anything. But not a mammoth, it seems. You can have, for each team, you can have maybe about 50 to 60 units. At that point, it starts to lag out a bit.
You have points you have to use, though, don't you?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm on there's a sandbox mode. I was in the sandbox mode. Yeah, during the campaign mode, you've got a set number of coins or amount of money, currency that you've got to spend wisely on your units to fight an already predetermined enemy, a series of enemies. But in sandbox mode, I thought, I'll see how many hobbits it takes to try and defeat a mammoth. And when you have about 60 units on screen, whether they're 30 on each side or whatever, that's when it starts to lag out a bit.
Stuff gets chuggy.
It does. It's not too bad. When you get to about 100 units, it starts getting really bad. It's because it's all physics-based animation. That's a lot of computation. I got up to 250 hobbits against one mammoth, and they're still lost.
They're still lost?
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah. So I this is why I said earlier I need a new graphics card and a new computer, because I need to know the number. I need to know how many hobbits it takes to kill a mammoth. These are the questions that people need to know the answers to.
They need it. We need to know.
See, elect me as the new Prime Minister. We're having a new Prime Minister in Britain soon. Who knows what it'll be.
Yeah, please not Boris Johnson. Fuck,
Yes, Bojo. Bumbling buffoon Bojo.
Yeah, let's not get into politics here. This was a place to bring joy to people.
Exactly.
Stay away from the fucking news, guys.
But I will happily be Prime Minister.
Yes.
Free burritos for everybody.
I got my vote. You got my vote.
You got my vote. John for PM. Hashtag John for PM. Let's get this fucking trending.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So the load new secret characters on it. Play it. It's really fun. Yeah. It's hilarious. It's great. Play it on your own. It's not too bad, but it's definitely funnier with friends.
Yeah. You can check it out on our YouTube channel. We now have a Let's Play channel, which is just, you find us at Grief Burrito on YouTube. We're on there.
Grief Burrito on YouTube. Grief Burrito on Twitter. Grief Burrito on Instagram.
Yep. Got them all, baby.
On them all. We'll have to set up TikToks and get some Snapchats and stuff
we should do it. Yeah, definitely.
Let's do it. Let's get it amongst all the social medias.
All those meads. Shall we get into our weekly recommends?
Let's get a recommend, yes, because I think it's a bit of a long episode so far.
Yes, just over an hour.
Oh, is it? It feels longer.
Hour and 24.
You're boring me.
Right.
No, go on.
Give me yours.
Chef.
I'm
not just calling you Chef.
Yes, Chef.
Yes, Chef. I watched, I think it was in 2014
it
came out.
It's fucking rotten! Sorry.
Okay. 2014, this came out, called Chef. Great film. If you've ever seen the film Whiplash, which is a film about a jazz drummer, also an incredible film. I think that was my first ever recommend on this podcast, actually.
I think it was. Yes, I think it might have been.
Yeah, it was incredible. This has a similar feel to it in the sense that it's about a personal journey of someone. That, like, they have a event happens in their life takes direction they're not really entirely happy with. So they then go off on a sort of journey. But it's also me being like one of my passions outside of gaming or video games or programming or anything like that is food. I love cooking. Love cooking.
Love it.
I'm never happier than when I'm sat there looking at expensive knives on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Not because I've got some sick knife fascinators, because I'm sat there going, murder. I'm sat there thinking, oh, how many tomatoes could I slice with that and with how much ease?
Yeah, I could breathe this through a tomato.
Like a 1,000-folded steel Santori knife for 300 quid. I was like, ugh. So this film's right up my street, right up any proper serious foodies street, because it's got some glorious food in it. It really sort of shows the passion. Because there's a lot of films talking about how hard, or there's a lot of TV shows that talk about how hard it is working in chef kitchens and stuff. You yourself have worked in bars and pubs that have had really, busy.
I've worked in kitchens as well.
Yeah.
So my first jobs were in kitchens.
Yeah, so with this shows more the passion of the chef himself, and basically he gets reviewed by this critic. I'm not giving too much away. This is right at the start of the film. Gets reviewed by this critic who was a long time sort of not friend, but this critic set this chef up. He gave him a glowing review when he first started out, and he got to where he is today based on that because he built upon it. But this time round, all goes a bit wrong, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it burns his toast.
Shit.
Yeah. Bugger.
It's Jon Favreau, by the way.
Jon Favreau,
yes. He stars in it.
It's an all-star cast, yeah.
I don't know if he directs it, but I know he's definitely in it.
Yeah. But yeah, you've got Jon Favreau. I don't know her name, but it was the woman from Modern Family, the Hispanic lady who is the mother of the young chunky, let's say, child. You've got, I want to say Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, Scarlett Johansson. Robert Downey Jr., you've got Dustin Hoffman. Yeah. Great, but it is a wonderful... Oh, and John Leguizamo.
Leguizamo.
Leg his arm over.
Leg his arm over.
But it's a great film. Like, I didn't expect to connect with it emotionally like I did.
No.
Because right towards the end, as it's sort of wrapping up, it gets really poignant about his relationship with his son. And it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful film.
Amazing. Really, I've heard a lot of good stuff, and it's one of the ones I've just not got around to watching yet. But I will take your recommend, and I'll go do it.
Do it. It's got some great scenes as well where he's preparing food. Really good high quality chefs they make food just look like art. Yeah. And there's the scenes in like that. Fancy food's not for everybody, and I love cooking, but I'm not a cooker. I don't cook with finesse.
Yeah.
I make hearty, wholesome food, but I don't do it with style. Whereas this has got all that beautiful style and skill. It shows off the skill,
I've actually got 2 recommends this week. One is from myself, and one is from Helen.
Oh, I thought you meant one is of myself.
One is I'm recommending. I am great.
I recommend me to everybody.
Me, check me out. No, just because I realised we didn't actually do a recommend on the last episode.
Did we not?
No.
Oh.
So I thought I'd give us 2 this week.
Well, there you go.
So my first one is... I can't remember.
You titus. I know Helen's.
What was it?
Do you want to know Helen's?
Forgot it. Wait. Oh, I remembered.
TikTok,
yeah.
TikTok.
It's a YouTube channel.
Oh.
Called Bon Appetit.
Bon Appetit.
It's a really, really good cooking show. I'm sticking with the theme. That's what made me think of it.
Yeah. I've heard of them.
They're really good. Yeah, I showed you Brad's ones.
Yeah.
Brad Leone, which he has a little, it's like a sub-channel, like a series within the channel, which is called It's Alive. So he teaches you how to do different fermented things. So he teaches you how to make like kimchi, and if you want to do kombucha, if you want to make fermented chili sauce, and it's really, really good.
Nice.
And they've just done a recent series of 5 episodes. Each is about... Well, I think the first 4 are 40 minutes each. The last one's only 20 minutes. And it's making the perfect pizza.
Nice.
It's really cool.
That's a very topical one, isn't it? Because a lot of chefs claim make the perfect pizza.
And I think there's a team of 8 of them. And in each episode, they have 2 people. A team of 6 of them, sorry. And then 2 of them fly off to Italy to learn to make mozzarella from scratch. 2 of them learn how to make the perfect dough, so going to all the different bakeries, and it's really, really good.
Nice.
Highly recommend that. And Helen's recommend for this week was it's a comic called Middle West by Image Comics, which is written by Scotty Young, who I think he wrote some of the...
Scotty the Younger.
Yes. I don't know if he wrote the Deadpool film, but I think he wrote a lot of the Deadpool comics. And it's about a young boy who becomes an unintentional adventurer after a storm rolls in. And this storm is like a giant... It's almost like the Storm Titan from Hercules. Like it's got a face and it knows his name.
Oh,
and
cool.
it sort of drags him to this adventure, and it's inspired by The Dark Crystal, Neil Gaiman, and the Miyazaki Ghibli films.
Nice.
It looks amazing. It really does. So she's got all of them. So
I love all those things. Love Neil Gaiman. Good Omens is out.
It is the new series.
Yeah.
It's David Tennant and
Michael Sheen.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think I'll check that out.
Yeah, the book is incredible.
Yeah, my dad's just read it.
Yeah, I love Neil Gaiman. I love Terry Pratchett.
Yeah,
they're great authors.
Yeah, they are very good.
You know, Terry Pratchett never cracked America.
Really?
Yeah, do you think he would?
God, he was huge over here, wasn't he?
Yeah, huge. Yeah, like national treasure.
Yeah, he was amazing. God rest his little soul.
I know.
Yeah.
He's gone with death.
Yes, gone on his way. Right, I think we should end it here.
Competition.
A competition. I forgot about the competition.
Competition. How dare you?
I'm sorry. We also had the Patreon shout out, which I was going to do.
Yes.
So the competition, I would like you guys to tell us who was the person who stole Tesla's machine, the time machine, in the last episode.
Yes. So go back. Have a listen.
Let us know. If you haven't listened to that episode yet, get back on there. It's Spooky Burrito 3. And we'll be choosing a winner. You can either comment your answer on the actual Podbean app itself, underneath the episode, which will come directly to me as a notification. You can comment it on Patreon, on Twitter, which is @GriefBurrito, on Instagram, which is @GriefBurrito, because I will be making a post about the competition, and the Facebook group, which is
if you put it on Twitter and hashtag it with Burrito Comp. There you go.
#BurritoComp. And we'll be choosing the winner and announcing the winner of this on the next episode. You'll be winning one of our awesome Grief Burrito badges.
Yes.
And a collection of comics.
A collection of comics as well.
Yes. Which includes...
John O's breath.
Yeah.
I'm going to breathe on them all.
I think it includes 4 editions of the Dark Souls comics, if I remember correctly. Just the first 4 of the limited edition covers. Get on it. Get on this prize.
Yes. I'm not going to lie. I might even...
Yeah, you might enter, because I don't think John's read them yet.
Yeah. So I might just do it. So get in there before I do, guys.
Yes. And today's episode was brought to you by Leanna Gaffney.
Leanna Gaffney.
Thank you, Leanna, for
Amazing.
being a Patreon. You are official Burrito fan.
Yes. Yeah. Welcome on board. Your badge will be on its way as soon as they arrive next week. Yes, we're still waiting for our little elves to make them.
We are, but I think we've chose what we're going to settle with now. We've got the samples in.
Yeah, they're super exciting.
They're looking good.
Yeah, so Leanna, send us a photo with you wearing it as well.
Yes. Also, that's something I want to know. Where are you?
I
want to know. Where are you guys listening to Grief Burrito?
Yeah.
I want you to go to our Twitter or Instagram, whatever you like. Take a picture of your surroundings right now.
Oh, I thought you meant what app?
No, not the app.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, tell us the app that you listen to.
Yeah, absolutely.
When we get that breakdown.
Like, where do you listen? Is it on the way to work?
What are you doing?
In the bath?
What are you doing right now?
While you're doing a poop?
Are you pooping? Are you?
Like, who doesn't listen to a podcast while they poo?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I listen to podcasts all the time. All day. I'm driving, I'm at work, I'm making my lunch, I'm playing games, everything.
I tend to do it while I'm working or when I'm in the shower or, my morning routines. Yeah. So I get up, have breakfast, make a coffee, get showered. That's when I have my podcast times.
Yeah. How are you doing with your coffee, by the way? Have you still got some left?
I do have some left.
Right, okay, good. Because I was going to say, I've just got some new samples in from Ethiopia and from Nicaragua, and they are amazing.
Nicaragua?
Nicaragua. It's really hard to say.
Nicaragua.
Yeah, and it's amazing. They're really, really good.
Yeah?
If you guys want them, be on croakenraven.com.
Yeah.
But I'll be bringing some around for us now.
Bring it. Yeah, we'll take some photos of it and we'll show.
Yes. Oh, baby. Right, and that is the end. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, guys.
And we'll see you on the next episode.
You will. Well, you'll hear us.
You'll hear us.
Yes.
Maybe you'll see us. Don't
forget
to check out
the
YouTube channel.
In your room. Yes.
Check out the YouTube channel. Find us at Grief Burrito. We're playing through Super Bunny Man with Jordan, our lovely editor.
Yep.
And we're playing other stuff. We'll see what else we play today.
Yeah, well, we've got 2 Rogue Legacies on there. We've got tabs on there.
Yeah, we've got tabs. Yes. So let's see. We'll speak to you soon.
Goodbye.
Hello guys, Harrison again. Just want to say thank you for listening to episode 14. We hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you on the next episode. Don't forget you can find us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram at Grief Burrito. And if you want to leave us a little review on iTunes or wherever else and give us a little subscribe, we'll make it super tasty for us. And if you want to send us any direct emails, you can find us at griefburrito@gmail.com. And don't forget, we now have a Patreon where you can subscribe and get all of our bonus content, which includes bonus episodes. You can get t-shirts, badges, stickers, all sorts of shit. And you may even get to go on the show. Who knows? But right now, I gotta go and do some stuff. So I'll see you on the next episode. Number 15!